No, 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 this can't be happening! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Repo Man, you can't pay the bills on this stuff, so it all goes back.
No, don't take the boot. Take the iron. Nobody ever uses that one.
Goodbye, loser.
Where are you going? I'm not bankrupt yet. I can still sell this hotel for half its value.
And then what? Move into one of those little green houses on Pacific? Screw that. Have a nice life in the poorhouse, Mr. Peanut.
Oh, I've lost everything. Where will I go from here? What a shithole. How could this have happened? How did I lose it all so fast? I don't deserve this. I've worked hard my entire life to build up my fortune in real estate, railroads, and human trafficking. And now it's all gone. Oh. Jackpot! I just need to collect $200 and I'll be back on my feet. Second place in a beauty oh, son of a bitch. Oh, boy, I don't think that sandwich is sitting too well. I'm about to liquidate my assets.
What the hell's going on back here?
Oh, evening, officer. I'm just enjoying the nice weather. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm gonna need to see some ID, sir.
Oh, of course. One moment. Here you go. I think this should just about cover it.
Alright, let's have a look-see here. Everything seems in order. Okay, wait a minute. You're Mr. Monopoly, aren't you? I'm sorry, I didn't even recognize you. The wife and I were huge fans of your game, and we... Did you write this in poo? Yeah, you're going to jail.
Monopoly is the only firm in the market that supplies a particular product, and there is no substitute available. We often have misperceptions about monopoly. Unfair practice, evil of society, or robber baron. However, behind its infamous name, there is an invisible hand in the economy that controls monopoly and prohibits them from charging unlimitedly high price for its product. As sources of monopoly power, there are economies of scale, economies of scope, cost complementarity, and patents and other legal barriers. Monopoly demand curve is market demand curve. This is monopoly demand curve. Since it is the market demand curve, the monopolist's demand curve slopes downward, which means that as price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. If monopolists choose to produce certain quantity, highest value that they can charge is the corresponding price on the demand curve. This concept is monopoly pricing rule. Given the level of output QM that maximizes profits, the monopoly price is the price on the demand curve corresponding to QM units produced. Monopolists could charge its customer high price. However, with the higher price, the level of profit is not the same as what they can get with lower price. Monopolists still comply with the law of demand. Marginal revenue and marginal cost. Marginal revenue is change in revenue that additional unit will bring. In monopoly, marginal revenue is below the demand curve. In contrast, demand curve equals marginal revenue in pure competition. A concept that is related to marginal revenue is marginal cost. Marginal cost is defined as the change in total cost that rises when the quantity produced changes by 1 unit. Generally, marginal cost is thought to be increasing because of diminishing marginal product and diminishing marginal returns in productions. Let's take a look at this monopoly profit graph. It looks complicated, but don't be afraid, we'll go over this step by step together. Let's start this from the scratch. So on the y-axis, there's our price, and on x-axis, there's our quantity. Here is our demand function for monopoly. Demand function slopes down, which means that monopoly has to sacrifice its price in order to sell more. In monopoly, marginal revenue is below demand curve. So at this point, you should remember that profit is maximized at the quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. On a graph, being equal simply means intersects. Where two lines meet together or intersect, x and y values that are quantity and price in this case are equal. So let's bring our marginal cost function back. In this graph, marginal revenue function and marginal cost function intersect at that particular point. And that is the quantity where monopoly profit is maximized. The corresponding PM is the price where monopoly can charge the maximum price for a given quantity. And here is our average total cost function, in other words ATC. ATC function intersects with MC function, marginal cost function, at its minimum. Now, let's refer back to things to remember. Number 2, profit equals quantity times price minus cost. We know quantity, price, and cost values right now, so we can just plug it in and get the value. So QM is the point where marginal cost and marginal revenue intersect, which is a purple dot we have. And PM would be corresponding Y value on the demand curve, where X value is QM. And I put pink dot on the place where ATC corresponds to X value QM. So when we plug it into the equation, profit equals QM times PM minus ATC. Now we have monopoly profit where yellow box is indicating. In other words, monopoly profit is the area of the rectangle right here.